Good morning, everybody, from the beautiful state of Mississippi. I made it through Texas, drove all the way through Louisiana, and got here last night. Attempting to get a fire going this morning. It's not going all that well. Part of the problem, I think, is this huge fire pit. And then I spent quite a bit of yesterday evening, well, not quite a bit, but I spent some time yesterday evening cutting up this wood. I don't think it's dry. They had a bunch of ice storms come through here about a week or so ago and knocked down a bunch of trees and limbs, and that's what I've been collecting. But when I left you guys in Junction, Texas in the last video, I actually ended up just driving to like 2 o'clock in the morning to a rest area on the east side of Texas, and then woke up and drove straight to this campground. Got here, about 4 o'clock yesterday, and didn't really record any of that because I literally drove straight through. I woke up, went to the gas station, filled up my gas, grabbed a bite to eat, and I hit the road. And I didn't even stop in Louisiana at all. I just drove straight through and didn't stop till I got here. So yeah, there wasn't much to show. I would love to stay here for a few more nights, but I'm actually going to be getting on the road later today. My goal is to hit a rest area in Georgia, the Georgia Welcome Center, and then from there I can make it into South Carolina. Now she's starting to roar. It's mainly that little stuff that's keeping it going. I think that big stuff's just still too wet. It hasn't had enough time to dry out. Usually you got to give that stuff quite a while to dry out before it starts burning pretty good. But I was hoping if I could get it hot enough, it would burn anyways. I don't know. I'll keep trying for a little bit and see what happens. But I am loving being back out here on the east, just east of the Mississippi. We got grass and trees. Granted, they don't have any leaves, but it just feels more like home to me than the desert does. Don't get me wrong, there's some beautiful things about Arizona, and I will definitely miss my time out there while I'm back out east, but I am happy to be amongst the trees. And one of these days, I want to get up to the Pacific Northwest and experience that, because I know that place is just full of gorgeous forest and camping areas and camping sites. I just have not been able to make it up there because usually I'm working during the summer, so I can't make it up there. But I'm hoping I'll be able to one of these days. I'm still not used to that clean-shaven face. So I was actually looking at some pictures, and I think I'm going to cut my hair down a little bit to about shoulder length, get this grown back out, and hopefully start looking normal again. Well, I gave up on the fire. It just wasn't going anywhere. I was trying to coax it. It would burn the small stuff after a while, and then it would kind of start petering out, and then I'd put some more small stuff on it, and it would kind of dry that out and start burning pretty well. And then I tried putting a big piece on there, a couple of big pieces, and basically all it did when I put a big piece on there, it just started smoldering. Like you could hear the kind of sizzling in the wood from all the moisture, and just made a lot of smoke. So there's still quite a bit of wood there, so whoever comes and snatches this campsite next, maybe they'll have better luck than I did, and they'll have some nice free firewood all cut up. If memory serves me correctly, there's a abandoned town just around the corner from this campground, and kind of the reason this campground's here is after that town was abandoned, I think after some time the federal government came in and took this land, and now we have this beautiful campground. But there's not a whole lot left. I think there's a church still there and a safe or two, but be a nice walk up there, so I think I'm gonna walk up there real quick. We got a tree here that still has its leaves and some beautiful pines on our way up to this little abandoned town. Alrighty, I finally made it up here. It's a little bit longer of a walk than I thought it was. It's probably maybe a mile, but yeah, I need to get back into shape. This stuff used to not bother me as much, but I haven't really done a whole lot of hiking in a while. Alrighty, so here we are, the town of Rocky Springs. They got a picture here. Maybe that's what the town maybe have looked like at one time, or at least a depiction of it. So let's go ahead and head on down the trail. As you can tell, it's been a while since anyone's lived in this town. I'll try to give you a quick brief history of this ghost town, if you will. But it was settled in the late 1700s. And then the last store closed up in 1930, or the 1930s. The town at its peak had about 2,600 people. Most of those were actually indentured servants or slaves. And the primary crop here was cotton. But yellow fever and a weevil infestation of the crops, along with some other issues with erosion of the land from poor farming practices, all accumulated to the closure of this town. And really the only building standing left, or only building that's left still standing, is the local church here, which I'm going to show you here soon. And then just a couple of safes that was left behind from a couple of the stores. And here is the church. I do believe we can go inside of it. If I remember correctly, the door was unlocked last time I was here. Yes, it is. So this is the Rocky Springs Church. Give you a quick tour. Not really much. It's just really a one-room church. These are cool-looking old chairs. Up here around to the pulpit. And you gotta look up the back. So a pretty neat piece of history here. Like I said, this is the only building left standing here. I think they got a guest book. Kind of neat to see if my previous signature is there. We can go ahead and look for that here on this guest book. Actually, this is a new guest book, so I'm gonna say my old signature's not here, but we'll go ahead and leave a new one. But pretty cool. I was actually here about 3 years ago. I can't exactly remember when. It was either February sometime or maybe very early March. And the only reason I know that is because I remember hitting Big Bend National Park like the middle of March in 2023. And I had visited my aunt in Louisiana, and we had just done a Mardi Gras parade in Baton Rouge, a day parade. And that would have been early March. So I think it's been almost 3 years since I've been here. And it's still cool to be here. This was definitely one of my favorite campgrounds and one of my favorite places that I've been on the road. It's just a beautiful campground and cool places to check out like this, just a short hike away. And here we have one of the old safes. Let's see, is this the post office maybe? I remember one of them was a pharmacy, I think. The other one was the post office. Alrighty, but look at the inside of that thing. Made with concrete and steel. I'm sure at one time this thing was pretty, quite the immovable object. You can see where it's just cemented into the ground there. Per our little sign here, this might have actually been the store, but they're not 100% positive. Oh, shoot, looks like there's some downed trees this way, so I don't think I'm gonna go that way. I might have to go up and around. The way is blocked. You shall not pass. Like I said, they had the ice storms come through, so there's a lot of downed trees, and I'm pretty sure this trail was the last of their worries. I remember it wasn't very well maintained last time I was here, and by the looks of it, it still isn't, so it's just kind of a old, forgotten part of history out here in Mississippi. Here's a cistern, which might have been part of a blacksmith shop, or at least one of them that was part of this town. It's really kind of hard to tell, but it's a beautiful day. Just a beautiful, beautiful day. Right here we have the other safe, a little bit smaller than the other one, but still pretty much the same construction, as you can see in there, concrete and steel. It looks like a squirrel or something put their pine cone in there. Let's see what this safe was. Was this the post office? Aha, this was the post office, I do believe. Kind of a neat little hike though. It's pretty easy, it's pretty short. Just this little loop, there's not much really to check out. Well, folks, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start getting back on the road. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and try and get it to Georgia tonight. And then that will set me up to arrive in South Carolina at my friend's house tomorrow afternoon. And the only reason I'm really kind of doing it this way is because there's not much places in Georgia that I saw I really wanted to spend a whole lot of time at. So it just made sense to leave here later in the day, drive out there, stay at a rest area, and then make my way to South Carolina. Sweet home Alabama. Alrighty, folks, made it to the Alabama Welcome Center. Don't think they're open, but hopefully the restrooms are still open. It's actually a pretty nice little area they got here. I'll just spin you around and show it to you. As you can see, it's nice and open, and a lot of picnic tables and a lot of parking. It's a really big area they have here. I'm kind of impressed. A lot of these rest areas are typically just a parking lot and a restroom. Even the welcome centers aren't usually that much more elaborate. But this is pretty nice. Oh, we got a Sweet Home Alabama sign. Welcome to Sweet Home Alabama. Alrighty. I had to turn my dome light on because you couldn't see me. But we are getting back on the highway. I got about 214 more miles to go. At least that's my goal before I stop for the night. So my goal is to drive through Alabama and get to Georgia. Oh, fun. Gotta love these traffic jams. Alrighty, we're back on the highway. We're still on the highway, but now we're moving. Fortunately, there was a car accident. Hopefully everybody was okay. My camera doesn't want to focus, but welcome to Georgia. Made it to Georgia. I think I should be okay right there. I try to not park right up by the rest areas when I come to these places, but I'm gonna at least try to use the restroom if it's open. They even got another nice sign here for us. Welcome to Georgia. We're glad Georgia's on your mind. Well, shoot, the bathrooms are closed. I guess I'll have to use my bottle in the van. They actually have parking way over here. Maybe I'll swing around to the back side of the building and get a little bit farther away from the highway. I think I might just do that. I think that sounds like a plan. A lot of picnic tables out here. That might be nice. However, it's probably super cold in the morning, but I am parked here out back, so hopefully this will help with the road noise a little bit, but I am not very level. Good morning. I slept pretty good here at this Welcome Center in Georgia. They got some free coffee, and I can have a little bit better view behind me of what this looks like. It's actually a really nice rest area that Georgia has here, so I would definitely stay here again if you're passing through. This might be a good stop for you as well, but it's time to head on to South Carolina. Should be there in a few more hours, so yeah, let's go ahead and hit the road. The part of the drive I'm in Reading Post, Atlanta, Georgia. Wish me luck. And Georgia hits again. I really hate driving through Georgia, or I should say Atlanta anyways. I hate Atlanta. It sucks. I should have probably routed around all this, but I didn't. Whatever, too late now. Righty, finally made it out of that mess. We're on 85 north, about 90 miles to South Carolina. Hopefully it'll be smooth sailing from here on out. Alrighty, folks, I made it to South Carolina finally. I stopped in at the visitor center and they gave me kind of a visitor's guide to South Carolina, as well as a visitor's guide to, let me try and pull this out here, Greenville, the area I'm going to be staying at for the next probably year or two. So yeah, so hopefully this will give me some ideas of places to go check out, things to do while I'm here and explore. One nice thing about where I'm at in South Carolina is going to be about an hour and a half from Asheville. I'm going to have easy access to Georgia, East Tennessee. So I think with South Carolina, North Carolina, East Tennessee, and parts of Georgia, there's going to be a lot for me to explore and do. So that is definitely my goal while I'm out here. But to be honest, I don't know exactly what all my videos will be looking like from this point forward. There might be a delay, there might not be, I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises. But I am going to wrap this video up here because I am going to be meeting up with my friends, and basically for safety and their privacy, I'm not going to be recording anything on their place or their property or anything like that. But yeah, made it to South Carolina, so I can officially start my new chapter of the whole van life saga. So I hope you all stay tuned for it, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what it's going to be. I got at least enough videos for the next couple of weeks, so I guess I got to figure that out right away. But hopefully the next time I see you guys, I'll have a little bit of info on the job front and things of that nature. So until then, y'all take care.